politics for Nigeria. You don't turn to Awada Keri. You don't turn to Jennifer's Diary. Jandon and Funke. The way their poster, they look like a wedding poster. Is this not a wedding in government house loading? Oh, I don't understand. Deputy and they are both single. And Jandon is Muslim. He can marry as many as he wants, like Messiah Igbe's husband. So, looking at this poster, it's looking like it's a wedding poster. Or their home will be the first wedding inside government house. Don't be Awada Keri they come so. Well, I come in peace, so I don't want to allow. I wish them well, but they both look good together. Quickly, Funke, you don't remove Bello from your surname. Oh, there you go. God bless Adenirans.
Oh boy! All right, so the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Lagos, Olajide Adediran, has described his running mate Funke Akindele that she's the needed balance to defeat the current governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of the APC, right, the ruling party. Mr. Adediran said that the Mr. Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, said that Ms. Funke Akindele, who is a popular Nollywood actress, can connect to the grassroots and also in the cyberspace, right? Mr. Adediran disclosed this on Tuesday while appearing on a political program. Funke Akindele, who recently split with her husband, that's Abdulrasheed Bello, popularly known as JJC Skills, dropped his name in a campaign video that she had posted on her Instagram page announcing her political ambition. Now, the importance of marriage cannot be overemphasized, right? However, should marital status stop people's political ambition? That's the question. Now, let's hear what you have to say, please. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. You can also tweet at us at WaysHowAfrica1 with the hashtag WaysShow. All right, so this conversation is quite interesting because when I was chatting with Elsie, you know, she had shared it on my we were having a chat
one-on-one.
Yeah, and I was saying to her that, like, really, what exactly is the problem when it comes to marriage and leadership, right?
Ambition.
Yes, no, I'm even saying marriage and leadership. Like,
yes,
is being married, right? Is it a criteria that you will be a responsible leader? If that is the criteria, do we have a lot of married leaders currently today? Are they responsible leaders? So why do we always try to play the card, right? Funke Akindele did a fantastic picture, I don't know if they can find it, of her and Jandor with the poster of the whatever they are political, and everybody saying, this one looks like traditional marriage. I mean, I even posted it on my Twitter page, and I said, what do you see? That's all I left. I left the question mark. What do you see? Traditional wedding loading. This one wedding loading. Like, why are people not able to see that these are two powerhouses coming together? And now, because of course she's recently, you know, split with her husband, it's now becoming a thing of, this one, are you sure that very soon they will not enter a relationship and whatever and all of that? I mean, it just begs the question that really, when can we move past seeing marriage as a sign of being responsible? Because
as a criteria.
Yes, and as a criteria
for responsible behavior.
I'm telling you. But let me hear your thoughts, ladies.
Okay. Well, you asked the question, when can we move beyond that? And my response will probably be when we become less of a cultural and religious society. As long as we continue to have cultural and religious sentiments, we're not likely, this is not going to go away. People will always question you once you're single, when you have a complicated relationship, or you're out of your marriage. It is always going to be a problem. Yeah. People see marriage as some kind of endorsement, right? So when you see, this person that is married, you are probably responsible. Yeah. And it's no guarantee. A lot of people wear rings and do all kinds of things. So, but just the fact that you wear a ring sort of gives them some level of comfort, you know, that, and some kind of assurance that this person must be responsible, right? And that is a facade, because we know that in our society, we have a lot of highly irresponsible politicians who are seemingly
married.
having very wonderful family relationship front. But behind the scenes, everybody knows what they're up to. And then you have responsible, single, quote unquote, human beings who are vying for positions or who are in positions of leadership. And everybody's pointing the finger that, why are you still single? You must have been irresponsible. Or you must have done something. That is why you cannot settle down in a man's house, or you cannot keep a family. So as long as we continue to gather such sentiments without looking at the person for who they are, looking at them for their competence, looking at them from the place of their deliverables, what they're able to showcase as their track record or their history, then we're going to continue to have these conversations. It will always be a hot topic at the end of the day. But people should move beyond marital status, because it has been proven. Even I do not need to do that research. You know, but if you choose to go down the path of research, you will find out that people that are people who seemingly are married are not the most responsible human beings. And people can be single and be focused on their ambitions, including politically. So it's just something based on the uniqueness of our society here in Africa. Some of the sentiments that we've whipped up, and then we just assume that that is our guideline towards being responsible, so to speak. People can, whether married or single, it is irrelevant to the ambitions. If they put their minds towards achieving anything, then anything is possible.
So they always say that two good heads, right, are better than one. So it's possible that when people question your marital status, they believe that, you know, I mean, there are some decisions you would make that because there's somebody to bounce off those ideas, and checkmate you and bounce off those ideas. It's possible that you would be better. Your decisions would be a lot different compared to when you are the sole creator, sole generator of your ideas and decision makers and all of that. Let me hear your thoughts, Isi, then I'll come to Lola.
I would say that let's go to the UK. Let's go to America. We have had individuals, young, sterling individuals who are stepping up to the plate, who are also Nigerians, who are in the political space, and they are single. Does that mean that they need to bounce off ideas to somebody before they actually make their decisions? No. The thing is, competence is paramount. If they're capable, they would be able to do it. If they're responsible enough, they'll be able to do it. And the fact that these individuals, they say, as a man thinketh, so he becomes, or so he practices. Yes, so he is. So if Nigerians are portraying or thinking in that context that, what they're supposed to see is a political powerhouse, but they're looking at a marriage photo, then there is a problem with the mindset of Nigerians, of how we actually think and what we are supposed to, where we're supposed to place our priorities currently. You know? So that's where I'm looking at it from.
Okay, so I was going to say that because it's interesting you mentioned the UK. What's his name? Boris Johnson. Yeah,
yes.
He's single.
He is
he don't finally marry.
No, he's not married.
So he now got married while as Prime Minister, right? So I was going to say that, you see, I like the idea because I think maybe it's a pictorial thing that we're looking for. We're looking for the perfect family. So there's a man, his wife, and the two children. You know, that's usually the idea when we think political leaders. The man is by the side, the wife is by his side. Kids. You know, one or two kids and all of that. So maybe that gives us some level of
comfort.
This is the ideal. But let me hear your thoughts, Lola, because you are interested.
I want to back it up a bit and try to understand, why do we have the opinions we have, why do we have the expectations we have, and why is it a common thought, even though we share differences, but at the heart of every matter is the sense of inadequacy on account of being single or being married. Even if we defend it, what does that go back to? It goes back to our programming.
Precisely.
Just like Neoma said, until we overcome the thinking of culture, tradition that are limiting it's a shared burden, it's a shared responsibility. We will continue to have people feel, trust me, we're fighting the stigma of not being married or being separated. Every one of us is fighting it.
Yeah.
And why do people get separated in my own thought? A lot of the time when we choose to settle into marriage, we are not even aware of who we are. And we pair with people that are not of the same interest of us. And as we grow in life, we outgrow people. There's something Les Brown used to say, when two people are taking a walk, something happened unconsciously. Either the one that is walking very, very fast will slow down, or the one that is walking really, really slow would have to pace up. This happened unconsciously. Is either you have to pull the person up, or you get tired and you split. Or you have to slow down your entire menagerie so that you make compromises on your own life. And because of this hardwired conditioning is why we have a lot of people separating. Absolutely. Now, when you have an ambition, be it politically or business or anything, you would always have to contend with all those things. And that is why naturally they say you can go fast on your own, but you can go farther with someone else. It goes back to the programming. And then it goes back to our expectation of the fact that when you're seemingly married, it means you're responsible enough to stay within the confines of marriages and endure the challenges and the struggle. That means you're a right fit for public office.
Yeah, because
so it's still a function of our programming that is driving this hardwired struggle. And when they posted the video of Funke Akindele and Jando, in all sincerity, without coming into the social media space to give an opinion, they actually look like a couple. No dissing, no drama. They actually look like couple. And the reason why they would look that way, they would look like that is because they're a young combination.
And they're vibrant.
They're young people. There was a particular one that I saw where Jando sat and Funke Akindele. I said, he's almost looking at engagement posts. Personal opinion. Personal opinion. And it doesn't change anything. It doesn't make Funke Akindele any less competent. It doesn't make them, for me to think that there's something cynical about their combination. The fact that she's an actress and she's been running for, that's another conversation entirely. And I think we'll be happy we have that conversation. But for me, people would naturally criticize, judge, or condemn you or find you inadequate as long as you're not within the confines of marriage. They think that it allows you to be promiscuous and it gives you the liberty to do and undo. However, there are people, just like you said, that are married that are still even worse off on account of the fact that they're hiding under the umbrella of marriage to perpetrate all manner of behavior and ill vices. So for me, it really should not be a criteria.
So would it have been a problem if Funke Akindele, sorry, it was Jando that was the single man and Funke Akindele is the
married woman?
Married one. Would it have been a problem? Would people have raised this?
Maybe not.
Towards it.
Maybe not.
So is it possible that it's because
women get stigmatized more?
She's a woman,
there's no doubt.
Why
there's no doubt that we face more stigmatization on account of broken marriages than the men. Because we're supposed to endure because our mothers endured. Unfortunately, we're in a fast-paced world. Things are moving really, really quick. Women are really driven. And the more you push the frontiers and discover that you can do it, you can wonder, why do I want to settle? You then keep pushing, and trust me, there's a price.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And these are some of the prices we've had to pay.
Okay, let's go on a break because we'd like to open our phone lines. I'd love to hear what people have to say about this. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, so if you just tuned in, thank you for joining us. It's our Ladies' Night Out, and we're discussing the topic, should marital status, right, stop political ambition? And this is off of the recent announcement by PDP gubernatorial candidate Jando selecting Funke Akindele, who recently separated from her husband, right, as his running mate. So a lot of people are saying this is a traditional wedding and all of that. So we want to actually ask the question, right? Should marital status stop someone from pursuing their political careers? Now, please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-4663. You can also tweet at us at WadeShowAfrica1 with hashtag WadeShow. Our phone line is now open. The number to call is 07025 007749. Remember the rule, turn off the volume of your television set so we can hear ourselves, right? So, I mean, this is an interesting conversation because competence, right? Most times when we think leadership, you know, and maybe there is some questionable, I put it in quote, character that a woman portrays, all of a sudden competence is thrown out of the window. Nobody considers that this person actually has the capacity, you know, to whip up the numbers, because politics is a game of numbers. It is only smart for you to understand that Funke Akindele holds some level of, what's it called, grassroots.
Influence, yeah.
I mean, when she launched that Omogeto movie, nobody could near any cinema.
She has a high level of influence.
Nobody could near any cinema because the entire place, I mean, you know, because the movie is a ghetto movie, so the entire place, all the creek or no creek people, like, you know, there was a day we attempted to go to the Ikeja City Mall. I was on the mainland. My children wanted to go and watch a movie. Almost the whole place, so it was overflowing from the cinema to inside the mall to the gate. People, it was a mammoth crowd, right? So if somebody like that decides to say, you know what, I want to throw in my whatever, people are not even thinking about the sacrifices she's made, because a lot of things about her endorsement, her business, everything has to be on hold. I mean, Milola knows this because you have suffered, your business suffered a lot while you were really, really
pushing,
actively engaged in politics. So people are not even considering all of those things. All of a sudden, we're asking, is it not looking like a marriage that is going to happen very soon if they become, you see, even me, they call her husband and wife. But let me take youngest old man. Thank you for calling.
Youngest old man is always on our show.
Yes, our first caller all the time. We will give you a gift for calling all the time, the first caller.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
A secret.
How are you?
Hi.
Are you able to penetrate that?
You are really looking like a vice presidential candidate too.
I didn't hear that.
What did you say?
Seriously, you are looking so cute and well posed.
Who is that?
Keep it up, Jare. Now that they give us hope.
Milola.
Is what?
You see, what I don't understand is that let me play the devil's advocate. Are you insinuating that maybe because Funke want to go into these politics things that they had problem with your husband or they decide to separate or whatever? Is that what you're insinuating or what?
Oh, sorry, we can't hear you clearly.
Well.
What I say is that I'm trying to play the devil's advocate in this case.
Okay.
Are you really sure it's not because of the politics, whatever, made Funke and the husband separate?
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
That's an assumption.
I'm just asking
Marriages
as a
don't break in a
layman.
hurry. Trust me. Marriages don't break overnight.
Go ahead.
Okay, I hope so. But for me, I think politics, marital status has a lot to do in politics.
What has a lot to do?
Marital status.
Because sometimes your partner can be a slow pace to your visions and ambitions. And if you're not careful in handling it, just like the lady narrated, that when two people are working together, so one person has to slow down, or they will break up, or the other person has to move fast. So marital status takes a long time for you to be able to sell the idea to your partner and for him to bear, because there's a lot of things that has to do with politics. The next thing is start having late night meeting. The next one they will say, escort. All those kind of things. And you know, if you come to the female side, they are much afraid of all these things. If it's men to men thing, they don't care. We know how to make our moves at night. But women are always too careful. So marital status has a lot to do in political ambition. That's my own understanding. However, if there's a clear understanding and there's a focused move, you do not just jump into it overnight. You had your plans, you had your steps. Your partner were able to see it coming and were able to buy the idea, and you gave me a lot of convincing. Because this political routine is a very big business, and there's a lot of risks in it. Look at Labour Party candidate in Osun. The other day, they attacked the house. They even shut the glass. You saw it in one of the, you put it in the news now. So all these things, some women don't like it. Especially those of us that pray very well. Our mothers are very good in praying very well. They will say, instead of you to come and die for me, come and not even do
Politics again.
the anything again. Come and stay in my house and be my president. So it needs a lot of understanding. So marital status has a lot to do.
Thank you.
That's my own understanding,
Thank you.
as a layman.
Thank you, youngest
Very
Usman.
good
It's quite
contribution.
interesting his summation, and it's the truth, because what he's trying to like bring to the fore is, whether we like it or not, if you are married and you are actively involved in politics, it's going to affect your marriage. It's going to take a lot. It will consume your entire relationship with your spouse, however understanding that partner is, right? You know, but I don't want us to move away. The question is more of, should it be a problem that you are not married and you want to run for political offices,
And then
right?
you're considered a misfit.
Yes, you are considered a misfit because you are not
you're
married,
single.
because of a single status, right? Should that be even a subject of conversation?
It
Let
would,
me just
it would,
bring a little bit of balance from where
Youngest old
Youngest
man.
old man.
was coming. I quite agree that it's when two, they say
One
that
chases
one
1,000,
can chase
two
1,000,
10,000.
two can
10,000.
do much more, tens of thousands. So when you have a dual force, it makes it even more possible for you to achieve much more.
that's when you're in
But
agreement
then,
and
that's
in
when you're in
alignment.
agreement and continue to be at par, in understanding. It takes a lot, like we said. But it should not be a prerequisite for someone who has an ambition in the political space, whether you are married or not. And that is a mindset, like I would agree, and programming, like I would agree with Milola, that we need to move away from. Before people are married or of a particular ethnicity or ethnic group or a country or whatever, they're first a human being.
Thank you.
And people need to understand this, because when it puts pressure on people. So if I'm married, I need to put my life on hold because until I'm married, I have some level of endorsement to do some of the things. And that's what stopped a lot of people, like people who could have who could have attained their doctorate degrees. Let's take it a little bit away from politics now. People who had capacity to be professors in the university, or we have young people in different climes. This person, they say he's a doctor, he's only in his 30s. Do you understand? But because of the cultural implications here, how can you attain certain status and you are not married? You're not. It's like all of that does not make you anything until
that's it.
you have
The
a
marital
title, Mr. and Mrs. attached to your name to give you some sense of responsibility or endorsement. And that is something we need to move away from, because it's limiting people who have potential to be great, to do great things in life, to create solutions to different problems that we have. Yeah, and if we bring it back home to the political space, to create change in our communities and societies, and they are restricted or they are held back just because they have a stigma or a label single. I don't subscribe to that. And many more people need to get away from that kind of thinking.
Mindset.
Let me add to what you say. Trust me, sis, nobody can stop you if you're really hell-bent on being what you want to be. And that's why separation is the outshoot of ambition. A lot of people, like I said earlier, marry someone that is not in alignment before they even understand their own journey. And as they push the frontiers, as they drive ambition, they find out that there's a mismatch. And then that's what happens. You would never, ever find people that are really ambitious give up. It takes only those that are not really committed to their visions to really say. A lot of people, trust me, this time and age, at this time and age, in this current time where we live in, time are changing. People are beginning to understand that they come first before societal expectation, and that's why there's a high increase in separation, in divorces, and in a lot of what we have in the society. And for me, trust me, we are getting reprogrammed A lot of information is coming to us. A lot of awareness is coming to us. And women are usually the one that gets the backlash of some of this criticism around, oh, you're single, why you've been ambitious. And it goes back to the conversation of, why should anybody even see ambition as a bad thing? You will find out that those that criticize people are those that can't even take the trouble to drive their own life beyond the comfort zone and beyond mediocrity. They are usually the ones that go and attack and abuse. Look at the people that troll. You find out that they have nothing going for them. They are actually enviable of those that are driving their lives. And they have to look for faults in their lives to be able to make them inadequate so that they can justify their own level of performance to say to themselves, oh, if she was married like I'm married, she probably wouldn't have the time to do all that she's doing. Trust me, there's a high sense of inadequacy and insecurity in people that shade other people for driving an ambition or having a career path to follow.
So
You know, to
Milola,
portray-
sorry, can I just, so Milola, for somebody who has a personality, who wants to achieve so much, but they don't have that personality to push themselves.
Trust me, sis, when a servant is ready, a master always
You
shows
show up. Let me take
You
Obina.
would always push your life
Absolutely.
if you really want to push your life.
Let's take Obina from Bauchi, I believe. Gombe State. Obina, you're live.
All right. Thank you for your permission.
Thank you.
I've been following your program and it's quite interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep it up. Mine is question and it kind of is troubling me and worrying me. Why is it that when men or a man goes into politics, it does not, or we do not see it or consider it a threat to marriage or relationship?
Thank you.
But when a woman ventures or tries to exploit her abilities, potentials, and capabilities, we give it a kind sort of attachment or something like, why should, or it becomes a topic of discussion.
Absolutely.
Maybe, as we are saying or seeing it today, it becomes a threat to marriage. And two people came together in agreement to be husband and wife with mutual respect and understanding. But when the man tries his opportunities in politics, we do not see it as anything and it's not a threat. But when a woman does that, it becomes a threat. Is there any way out of this, please?
Thank you.
What is me? Thank you.
Thank you. He's concerned.
Well,
and we share your concern.
To
Really.
respond to that question, I think Nigeria, why are people laughing at
I love your voice. I kind of like you like this.
No, I like my voice. I want it back. But to answer that question, you know, Nama touched a salient point earlier when she talked about the fact that we have a problem with our culture. The cultural mindset of people has already been, you know, molded and programmed to be what it is today. Let me take us back to a few years back, about 20 or 30 years ago. A lady was about to get married. A man wanted to get married. Why? Because his wife, he wanted to he was appointed to be an ambassador. So when he was appointed, he said that the only way he would have to travel, he must travel with his wife. So he approached somebody I know very well. And when he approached the lady said she wasn't ready because she needed to go to school. Now, when she stayed away, he went on to get married to someone else. Just to fulfill that. So that's where the social, societal pressure comes into play. And in the course of this, what happens? Stop looking at me like that. So in the course of it, what happened was that he did not stay in his marriage.
That's it.
So we can't keep putting such pressure on people because that would not stop him performing his duties as an ambassador.
Irrespective of his status.
Irrespective of his status. All he would have just done is waited for the lady to be ready to get married and bring her back, bring her to wherever he was at the time. So this is crucial. We need to get this right from the get-go.
And let's even give it a bit of balance. It's not just women that feel the pressure.
It's the men as well.
The men feel the pressure.
Absolutely.
I know a very good friend of mine who was getting some significant title. And the criteria is you have to bring your wife.
You have to bring a yay.
You have to bring your wife. And you find people go and make all sort of arrangements just to be able to scale that hurdle.
Absolutely.
And it still doesn't fix the fact that they are competent in spite of their status. And when you realize that, the more you want from yourself, the more you understand yourself, the more your value and your standard goes up. And to find the right match in this time and age where we are all very delusional human beings, it's really, really tough to find someone that is in sync with your ideals. So then, it goes back to why we have a lot of women that are successful having issues finding the right partner. But people do not understand the challenge that they are confronted with. They are, on the other hand, judging them for promiscuity or thinking that they're not responsible enough or they are too much of a feminist and they don't want to listen or be submissive. That's why they've not been able to secure a suitable partner. So it's not a function of any of that, really. It's just a societal programming in my own thought.
Let's take Usman from Taraba. Then we have so many comments, so we have to be quick.
Well,
Usman, you're live. Usman, you're live. Are you there? Hello? Okay, I think we lost him. Someone says, okay, Norma, you go first.
Okay, so I have this comment from, this is from Bissy. Bissy says, good evening, ladies. Since Funke was announced as deputy governorship aspirant, a lot of people have been talking about her marital status. This has generated a lot of arguments because she's female. Most male politicians marry a lot of women and keep concubines, but their capability is not questioned. I am married, but I will never support people talking down on fellow women because of their marital status. Is the person capable? What's the track record? This should form the basis of comparison. It's really painful that most women join unruly men to mock women that have issues in their homes. Time has come for us to judge people by their achievements and who they are, and not what we want them to be subjected to. Women, whether married or single, should be empowered, confident, independent, and know their self-worth. So this is from Bissy. Thank you so much for your...
So it says, please, can I ask a hypothetical question? Supposing a woman not married wins a gubernatorial election and a banquet is scheduled at government house, can she stand alone there without a spouse? Marriage is good. America has different culture with us. This is Austin from Delta State.
Yes,
I think she can stand alone.
Can I just throw in something very controversial? Yes, somebody that is even single does not have the responsibilities of children, and so they would actually focus on the job.
Let me even throw a thought that came into my head. It might be crazy, but I thought just now that it was JJ Skills that announced the separation, isn't it? He must have been aware of our ambition and the intention to be launched as the deputy governor, and then threw that separation into the social media domain, knowing the implication it would have on our political ambition. Just a thought. Now let me read my let me read my comments. Good evening, my dear beautiful sisters of What Are You Saying Ways. The question is, should marital status stop political ambition? The answer is no. Marital status has a lot of role to play in this case. Concerning the case of Yomi Fabi Iyeke Babaijesha, correction, Yomi Fabi is different from Babaijesha. I think justice has been served here. I am not in support of someone's downfall, but I'm afraid he deserves to be in jail for the 16 years that he was given. If he shows some remorse and repentance, then he may be considered. I hope this will serve as a lesson to others that are hungry to rape people. Honorable Milola, And Issy, you're welcome back. Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
miss you a lot. Sister Issy, I am so sorry about your voice. I think you need a rest. You have been overworked. My name is Daniel Ilo.
Thank you, Daniel. I have a caller from Joseph from Kwara State. Thank you for calling. You're live.
Thank you. Good evening.
Hi,
evening,
good evening.
sir.
Quickly.
How is the program today?
Very well.
Okay, please, I want to comment about the issue of Funke Akindele. As a governorship candidate, she must have a spouse, whether she likes it or not. She miscalculates by removing Bello or something to her husband. Let me say her ex-husband. She miscalculates by removing that name. And again, does he expect that Bello to be a first gentleman? Who will be a first gentleman? So does he expect the man to be going to Caro, going to park, taking children out, or what will be her husband's purpose? I don't understand. Why
problem in
as a woman, you need to get
It's
married.
back to the way we think.
Thank you so much,
that's what I want to
Joseph.
say.
Well done.
Thank you.
We welcome every
Thank you.
opinion and every thought.
Yeah.
Our
It's
culture-
interesting to see.
Well,
But
I
this-
have a comment. I have a comment, and it says, "Good evening, ladies. Welcome back, Honorable Milola. Truly, you are online, but Uwa is not. What happened, Milola? Did you forget Uwa's dress?
I had to throw that in.
This is from Idris.
Thank you, Idris. Please let me ask her.
I feel attacked.
She came online and forgot to bring my dress. It's okay.
All right. More comments. This is from
Okay, noted.
Tsunami. She says, good evening, my sharp ladies. The Nigerian constitution does not stipulate that a leader must be married. If the marital status does not affect one's professional and entrepreneurial status, then why must it affect one's political status? Marriage does not guarantee success in life. Our minds need serious transformation.
Reprogramming.
Thank you, Sanami. And this will
This is
just
beautiful.
seal that last comment to tell you that this is the state of
our
mind
minds.
of a lot of people, and it needs to change.
As a
I
man
think
thinketh,
in
So
his-
he is.
And as he continues to think, so it shall
he
remain.
will remain so. That
So it
means
should
we should
remain.
change our mindset.
The world has moved
I
on.
believe we people should be allowed to keep a mindset. As long as it serves you, it's okay. The opinion of others should not
Totally, but
should
we
not
deter
should,
you.
deter you
but
from
we should
living
be-
your
we
life.
should structure
So, and I
it
think
right.
it is not okay for us to say that everybody should get a reform mind. It's okay to allow people to have a diverse opinion.
okay.
When we are all
And
reformed,
we're
there's
all,
a problem. Too.
yes, you
So
know,
we need
we
that
need a
mixture.
mix.
No,
So it's
right
okay to
now,
have.
We really need that restructuring. Frankly speaking.
Easy, we'll
On
let
that
you go.
note,
It's been an amazing show. Do you mind? She has a voice. It's just on the low. But I like this voice.
Elsie sent a message on the group that your voice is killing. She's already on the floor.
Thank you.
Please go and drink ginger, honey, and hot
Thank
water.
God, doctor here.
Thank you, Norma. Thank you,
boy.
Melora. Thank you, Issy. I think we had a fantastic conversation. Thank you to everyone that called and sent in their messages. Now, before we go, ensure you follow us on Instagram at PlusTvAfrica. Interact with us further, drop a comment, and more importantly, follow all our engagements on social media, like, share, and invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. Now, if you missed today's quote, here it is again. Differences in religious beliefs, politics, social status, and positions are all rather secondary. When we look at someone with compassion, we are able to see beyond these secondary differences and connect to the primary essence that binds all humans together as one. So I think we should stop focusing on the minors and focus our energy on the major qualities that we require for leadership. We'll see you guys live tomorrow at 8 p.m. This week has been leadership from Monday back to back. See you guys at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Enjoy.